Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to continue working on our app, and today we're going to focus on our backend. Just if you don't know, if you are new to this, my name is Juan Sepulveda. I have 14 years of software engineering experience, and I'm creating an app that will help people um, use better, interact better with Cloud Code. Basically taking a screenshot, it loads the file either to your server or to the cloud, to our cloud. And this is what we're going to focus today. Yesterday, we were able to connect to create a custom endpoint that saves the files locally. And today, our goal is to create the basic infrastructure in AWS, connect that with an S3 bucket, and we're going to upload the files there. If we can get there, I will be happy if we have our endpoint up and running in the cloud in AWS. But let's see how far we can get. All right, so let's start. So let me switch to our to-dos and let's define this was 15. And this is today. So at support, so we are going to deploy the backend to AWS. First, we're going to create a simple add a status and status endpoint. Infrastructure as code. So I don't know how to do any of this, but let's do it. Okay, so first I'm going to say to the agents create, and I'm going to be using Whisper so I don't have to type everything out. Create an create an status endpoint so we know that the server is up. And while that is doing that, let me ask, what is the easiest way to deploy a Go service in AWS? I want to use infrastructure as code to deploy the services. Okay. Let's see the changes. Status. Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Say get method, and that's it. But I don't like that everything is here. Let me ask, what are what are the best practices to have endpoints in Go? So I'm not sure about any of this. So let me check something real quick to see if I am really streaming. Nope, I am not streaming. Let me see in ads. Yeah, at least on ads I'm streaming, but I don't know why I'm not streaming in YouTube. And I don't know how to solve that. Yeah, it says that I'm live. Let me check again. Nope. Looks like we are not live in YouTube. So one second. I don't know why ads is live, but not. Well, it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just let's go with SDK. Okay. Create the minimum things so we can deploy the backend. Okay, so we have the status, and we're going to try to deploy this. I want to see, let me check. So build, blah, 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 backend, localhost, slash status. Perfect, it's working. The only thing that I don't like is this. Okay, looks like we can have I stop because it's creating the configuration in TypeScript, and I don't want that really. Is it there is a package to JSON TypeScript? I think we can create the we can interact with the CDK in Go check this article. Let's use that. You need to drink water. I want to see if I can start. I don't know what happened there, but anyways. It's a bummer that the live is not in YouTube, but I don't have much audience in YouTube anyway. So that should be fine. All right. What is doing? Okay. So let's check. Go about download, run. Okay. Okay. Here is our Docker. We have our working dir, source, our infra. Okay. I copy that to that. I download that. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. I run Apple, that user. And very straightforward. And what it's doing here is, well, I don't know what it's doing here with all of these names. Ugh. This doesn't look good. Ugh. Let me check. Okay, so it's using GCI strings. Well, let's see if this will work. Okay, to the point now. Infra. We need to do the bootstrap first. Okay, let me check. Well, that is building. Let's check the configuration. What is getting the... I mean, I have already login with my AWA account. And okay, since I hope that I don't get... The first time is going to take a little bit. Because it's doing the first allocation and it's creating the stack and all of that, so it's going to take some time. But that is fine. We have a little bit of time left. So what else do you want to be doing on the Saturday night other than coding? Check again. Seems about right. Later, if this works, we are going to we're going to have a staging in a production environment with different things. And let's see what we get there. I guess with minimal resources, we should be fine. That should be good enough. But let's see. Okay, I think while that is deployed, we can run our app and polish a few things. Let me run the app. And I think we can do also, let's see what else we have in our to do. So we added the status endpoint. We are doing the deployment. And yes, let's do this. Let me see if it is working. The endpoint is not running. Let me run that. The app's backend. Oh, it's in the SFTP, the configuration. Let me do that. Cloud capture screen. Nice. That is very nice. Obviously, it's local, so that is it's going to be wicked fast. Okay, so but what I'm going to do is I want when I select here custom upload, I don't want to see the configuration here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is in the destination page, when I select the custom configurations, I don't want to show the configuration form there. I want to show that on another page, in another step, which is the configure custom destination step. Okay, so while it's doing that, see, still creating. It takes a few minutes to do all of that. And let's see. I was doing a deployment the other day, and the first time took like 20 minutes. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let me see if this is working. That will be so cool. Status. Yay! Oh my god. It is working. Wow. And if I do, okay, so this is going to be crazy. Files. Okay, let's see again the because I know it created the files dated. Status files. Uploads there, which is uploads. Huh? Well, never mind. It should not work. It should not work because, um, well, I don't know how is if it is going to work honestly if we use that URL. So what we're going to do to test this Mac chat URL is going to be this. Okay, let's see if that works. That will be, I don't think it's going to work, but anyway. Because let me see the URL that is returns here in the clouds. It's files and that. Maybe it will work. Revealing Finder is not working. Never mind. Okay, so I know we know that we are deploying and we have everything where it's supposed to be. And now we're going to run again the app with the service that we just deployed to see what is going to happen. um, screenshot up again. I need to learn more about the macOS setup um, because there are many things that I don't want to be doing. Like for example, resetting the permissions every time. That is very annoying. Uh, the keychain also the keychain permissions. So, but we'll see. Doing I don't want to be doing all of that. Oh, let me. I want to copy in the capture view when I show the URL. I want to copy the URL in the capture view when I click in the file URL. I want to copy the URL. But I can't believe that just worked. Oh, wow. Okay, so now I want to change the way the upload endpoint to use S to load the files to an S3 bucket. And we should load the file and return the signed public URL. Yeah, I don't know if we can have a CDN behind the S3 bucket so that we have the CDN URL and it is faster to get the file. What is the best way to handle the S3 bucket credentials for the app. I don't want that to be exposed. Um, and the best way to load to S3 with minimal dependencies. Okay. Okay, let me run this again. And I think I need eight. I think I need to sign the app. I don't know. I don't know what I need to do to. Hmm. Clouds. I don't know. Interesting. Found projects. Project setting. What are the capabilities of? Oh, I think I can change. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, 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 okay. Can you see this screenshot? Nice. Okay, so that is working. That is working much, much better than I expected. Obviously, this is not scalable because the upload endpoint that we have right now is going to upload the file into the directory. So obviously, if with multiple people uploading, it's not scalable. So we're going to change that into an S3 bucket, and hopefully we can put it behind the CDN today so that we can get the files very quick as well. But I don't know if that is going to be uh, mm, I guess we can, for now, we can just return the CDN. Yeah, if we upload directly to S3, it is much better. Upload directly to S3, it is much better. Okay, let's see the plan. Okay, so keep S3 objects private. Backend generates pre-signed put URL for client upload. Pre-signed get URL for download view. Credential learner respo. Backend runs with iron role. App runner instance role. Options ready pass. Okay, I don't know what that means, but I don't. We're trying to do the minimal MVP. We are trying to do the MVP, so this is kind of scalable and it is okay. So no, I don't like this. Because what add endpoints of the returning key, upload URL and headers, and then assign headers. Okay, yeah, this sounds right. Originally then create cloud for system that is no. I want to upload the yeah. I want to receive the file and the endpoint should upload the file to S3. So we're not going to return the signed URL so that the other clients can upload directly to S3, but the upload endpoint is going to get the file and manage handling getting to S3 bucket. I think if go on a minimal instance, we will be good. So okay. Okay, let's see the plan now. Okay, so three objects private, client continue loading, blah blah. Backend uploads to S3 and row credentials and turn the file URL in response, client setter never responds to the client, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so API contract changes, response remain, but turn off point subjects, keep the status and change. We can check the connection to the S3, but we can add that later after we test this. Okay, so we have backend implementation, config S3, blah blah blah, S3 client, keep math sites, generated blah blah blah, stream input value to editor. Okay, sounds okay. Okay, that sounds good. Okay, sounds about right. Looks good to me. But if obviously running locally, I want to sometimes upload to S3 and other times to be locally, so it is faster. But we should also, in the status response, maybe we can return. Okay, if we cannot connect, I don't know. Let's see what we need. If it returns okay, that we're going to return okay if we're connecting correctly to the S3 bucket. So after that, I think we are pretty much ready. If this is working, obviously we need to configure the domains and all of that, but and polish the UX experience. But I think tomorrow we can polish all of those things, and tomorrow we can even add the payment flow and add the endpoints to get the payment URL and make sure that if you're going to use the upload endpoint, you have a active subscription. So we're going to need a database and all of that. For this, I'm thinking we're going to keep this very, very simple. I'm going to use SQLite, so I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to worry it should be enough because we don't need to keep a lot of information. Maybe we're going to keep how many files will people uploaded to have some stats, but we're going to remove the files after 1 day, or we can configure that in the settings, but I'm not going to keep the files all the time because that is going to increase the storage that I need to do, and it's always going to be it's always going to be temporary. I don't want to keep any files. And even I think I'm going to we're okay. Yes, what I'm thinking is we might even oh, I forgot. We might have an endpoint to get the files, so it's not in a. Let's see how it turns out with the CDN front and all of that. Because if we add the endpoint to return the file, that is going to be more load for us. But if we can let S3 handle that, then that is different. Okay. He's going for it. Okay, so let's see what he's doing. We have for image assets. We have for buckets, which is saying S3 buckets, pluggable access, for cells. Chip is going to be the learner chip. Um, Distribution. This doesn't look very clean. All these GSEI, blah blah blah. That looks awful. Okay, so this is the environment. We got the bucket name, the bucket blah blah blah. I love this. This is very easy. The only problem with this is that I'm never going to learn any of this because the AI is so good creating all of that. And okay, so while that is happening, let's what else can we improve further? I hate the background, so let me get that. So let me go to capture view. Capture view, find messages, view. And then why the capture view has a background and the window another. Let me ask. I want to learn as well. I don't only want to do this only for the sake of doing it. I want to learn. Okay. So it says I found the 5 sites inside background, collapse surface is now checking the window, please identify. So capture this and you set the background to app surface the vista icon. That view is constrained, blah blah blah. In the app just Swift, okay. This is the window in DOS and override then see window background. So a new cover rechanges. Okay. Okay, let's do it. Keep in mind that we have a dark theme and light theme support. Still going. I don't know if I'm afraid every time that it goes and do all of that, it takes too much time. I worry because something might be. Mhm. Okay, so that is going to fit stage, yeah. But I don't. I see. But I can't believe this working. It's taking too much time to run. Okay, looks good. Mm. If we do this, then we have to do it manually in all the views that are similar. Can we do that to the main window, to the NS window? Okay. So what this is doing is window configurator background, root view, checking. There are many things for the perspective that we have to fix. Let's check this one. Ooh. Ah, it's doing the deploy. That's why it took so much. um, it's doing more than I was expecting. Let's see. Wow. Let's take another screenshot and let me check something. So this was the URL before, and this is from the CDN. Wow. Wow. Incredible. Incredible. Okay. Okay, so important note on signed CloudFront URLs. Current deployed behavior returns working CloudFront URLs. To enforce signed only viewer access. And have backend return signed CloudFront URLs set and deployed with okay. In the meantime, time is up, so I'm going to wrap everything up. Let me check the upload and the upload. It's almost the same. Here is connected to the client, bucket configuration, the key file content. Okay. Nice. Let me try that out. We need to let me save this for the to-dos. Okay. I need to check that it's going to work. But anyways, this is anyways. Let me do a final test with everything and we'll be good to go. check. Yep, it is working. That is just perfect. But I don't know why it automatically downloads the image instead of showing me the image. But that will be for another day. The important thing is that, let me ask, can you see this screenshot? Okay, let me see if that is the URL. Yep, yep. Okay, so we also have to, yes, we have that, sign the URLs, deploy it back into AWS. What is going to be the cost estimate for running this? So we have this, consider the destination, page. We need to do all of that. I'm happy that we were able to do all of that. Okay. Okay. So 12 to 3 per month. Yeah, let's see. Let's commit the changes. And with this, we're going to finish. Let me add something here so I don't forget. While taking a screenshot, if we need to ask for permission and the app reloads, we are going to, after the app reloads, we're going to take the screenshot when we have the permission granted. All right. Let me go here. Hey, that. Why? Let me ask this. Why the URL? Why the URL? Why when I go to the browser URL, the browser downloads the image instead of showing me the image itself. For example, okay, because the user stories with and browser is already done. Okay. Yes, let's do that. And also, I need to know for local development. I don't know for local development what should I do if I stick to local file or I let let it upload to the S3 bucket. Let's so here let's see what is doing. Content type. And we need to validate only images. In fact, I think we only need to validate PNGs and hmm. We can change that with the endpoint. Since we are the ones that are going to send the screenshots, we don't need to accept any other file types. So let's confirm that the we the screen capture image type, if it is PNG, JPEG, or anything like that, so that we only need to worry about this type of file and we can reject any other file type. Example. is this the most secure and performance way to get the content type and check the content type? I want to make sure that I'm not introducing something that is going to bite me later. Sniff man type, take out config, dimension limits. Well, we can nothing to do for that. Um, revisit upload. Okay, so let me deploy it again. Info. Let me see. Okay, here. Mhm. And with that, we are, if that works, we are done for today. Mhm. How local development. updating progress. Okay, so from backend locally, no AWS deploys to our backend, sets the backend, and then generally blah blah blah, go run, and that's it. Point macOS app to local blah blah, iterate on API behavior quickly, blah blah blah, without touching SDK. I think we are going to do this. Mm, let me main go this because so we have let me add a go extension. Ba, ba, bum. Mm. Okay, let's see if we finish the point. Yay! Okay, so this is the domain, this is the URL, bucket name, this is the bucket name. Perfect. Looks beautiful. And let's test this out. Select the capture area. Let me this. Let me check. Yay! It is working perfectly now. Okay, so let me add another thing. Here is what we're going to do for the UX experience tomorrow. Let me add that here for now. Copy, return URL to clipboard. Clipboard. What else? I forgot. Also copy image to clipboard and then URL. Okay, tomorrow we're going to focus. Thank you so much for watching this. Tomorrow we're going to focus on the improving the UX experience. We know that we are taking screenshots, uploading screenshots, loading screenshots to the S3 buckets or cloud, and also allowing users to upload through SFTP configuration. Okay, so let me finally test the custom upload. Capture screen. It's more slow in this SFTP. No. Yay. Oh, there we go. Okay. So thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.